Florida Insider Fishing Report is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Guy Harvey Clothing by AFTCO. Bass Assassin and Saltwater Assassin. The best lures, period. Blue Water Outriggers. Everything for your outdoor adventures. Croquis. Made in the USA. Drummond Community Bank. Costa. See what's out there. And Lumber Rock.
It's got the punch of a heavyweight and the pounds of a lightweight. Welcome to the main event featuring the new Yamaha 4-stroke F70. Tipping the scales at up to 142 pounds lighter than its 4-stroke competitors. That's a class-leading power-to-weight ratio. A haymaker of a whole shot. Surprising mid-range punch. Incredible fuel economy. And industry-leading innovation, performance, and reliability. The Yamaha 4-stroke F70. Reliability starts here.
At highway speeds, things can get pretty windy. That's why the Chevrolet Cruze Eco has active aero grille shutters that close at higher speeds to improve aerodynamics. With an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon highway, the Chevrolet Cruze Eco offers the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. Always thinking of ways to give you more, while using less. That's American ingenuity to find new roads.
What is CCA? CCA has been representing recreational fishermen for over 25 years, and when your rights to fish are threatened, the CCA is there to make sure government regulators are making sound decisions. I'm a life member of CCA, and when fishery decisions are being made, the CCA in the room is fighting for our recreational rights. We need to give our kids the same opportunities to fish as we did. Do what I did. Go to ccaflorida.org and join for only $25 so you can protect your recreational angling rights.
Continuing the revolution. Faster, drier, even better built. Designed around Yamaha's latest technology outboards. Still built by the same craftsmen and anglers who launched the Bay Boat Revolution. Whether chasing world records, or time on the water with the family, or anything in between, there's a new Pathfinder model for you. Pathfinder, #1 for a reason, still.
As promised, the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report is going on tour. Catch Captain Rick and the rest of the gang at Marine Supply of Winter Haven on May 16th from 3 to 8 p.m. and at Fish Stock at Riverside Park in New Smyrna from 9 to 5 p.m. May 23rd to the 26th. Now let's skip on over to the Central West where Captain Jeff Page, you're over there, and the snook population has been down in recent years. What's going on right now?
Well, it is increasing, you guys, but as Rick will tell you, the freeze of 2010 really hurt our snook population, and it's been fragile to say the least. Shorelines that we used to run down and see 100 snook laying on this time of year, we might see 30 or 40 now. But on a positive note, thanks to FWC and angler management and awareness, seems that there is a comeback in action. My opinion, as well as some of the best snook guys in my region, like Captain Scott Moore and Captain Frank Bachnick down to the south part, to name a few, say that we do need to keep this closure in effect for at least another full season, if not two, and not open it up in September like they're saying. But here nor there, fishing goes on, and plenty of good catch and release snook action right now in the Central West region. Right now with the water temperatures almost up near 80, Rick, the fish are out along our beaches, in our inlets, as well as on a lot of the grass flats in backcountry estuaries, feeding on the pilchards and glass minnows. Pretty much any bit of good moving clean water in the bays, you're going to catch good fish. Live pilchards, #1 bait. But we also have a variety of methods for taking them. Up in live pilchard, you can use live thread fins, live Freeline Select shrimp, and then one of my favorite way, Rick, and I know yours, is the topwater plugs and subsurface plugs like MirrowLure She Dogs or the MR19s. And we have a great beach snook fishery with fly fishing for guys that can walk the beach. They don't need boats. With small white clousers, 6 to 8 weight fly rods, and cast parallel to the beach while they sight fish snook. Look for the snook action to stay strong right through summer and into the fall. I have a photo tonight. To be with a 4.5-inch can.
All right, Jeffrey. Hey, I don't know what you're doing. You're moving or something, but your phone's echoing, so hold still. I know it's hard for you.
Okay.
Tarpon, tell me about the tarpon.
Species 2, Rick, your favorite fish. The poon action is starting to show up, especially to the south part of my region, along the east and west wall of Charlotte Harbor, and of course in world-famous Boca Grande Pass. Live free-line thread fins, bait of choice up in the harbor. Captain Matt Haig and Dan Latham are reporting 6 to 7 fish in the air a trip. Also, good fish showing up along the beaches from, say, Stump Pass to the Venice jetties. Look for slow-rolling fish early in the morning. Throw a live free-line crab or thread fin in front of the fish. Or if you're into fly fishing, purple and black. And when the light is still low, and then as it gets brighter, like you always say, fish to a lighter, switch to a lighter colored fly. Rolling offshore, red grouper. Captain Jason Sherrill reports that the red grouper bite remains strong, with the fish still in that 120 to 140 foot range. That's been the zip code for the quality fish. There's been a lot of smaller fish as you push into the 70, 80 foot. But if you want the better red groupers, stay out in that 120, 140 foot. Live pinfish have been working, but cut sardines work just as well. And species 2, mangrove snapper. Captain Jason reports of the bad habit that the nice mangs are in that same depth, Rick, 120 to 140 over wrecks and springs. And he's been doing best with those with live select shrimp or live pinfish. The mangs are averaging 6 to 8 pounds.
All right, good job, Jeffrey. I'm going to go ahead and get to the StarTron hotspots from the Central West region. Captain Jeffrey says inshore, speckled trout, big specks are hitting the topwater chrome skitterwalks, spooks, and she-dogs in and around the bait schools at the mouth of the Manatee River and around Cape Hayes Point. And then offshore, you're going to try kingfish. The bite remains strong throughout the entire Central West region. Throw lipped X-Wraps 20s and 30s in the blue and silver pattern in and around big schools of threadfins.
Okay, Rick, way up in the Panhandle region is where Captain Pat Zanine is. And Pat, it sounds like the snook are not exactly all-stars in your area. What can you share with us?
Hey, Laura, no, we definitely don't have many snook up here. Very, very seldom is one caught, but we do have a lot of speckled trout, and we still got a really good bite going on over the grass flats in 3 to 5 feet of water. I spoke with Captain John Rivers in Pensacola, and he's been catching a lot of 17 to 20-inch fish in the Escambia and Blackwater areas. In Choctawhatchee Bay, the Eglin Flats, the Mid-Bay Flats, Sandestin, Hogtown Bayou has all been doing very well. If you want to live bait them, use a pop and cork and either shrimp or a small finfish. If you want to lure fish, cast a swimming X-Wrap or a DOA shrimp under a cork, a soft plastic either on a jig head or on a keel weight, and also some spinning twitch bait like a twitch and wrap or a Miradyne mirror lure works really well. You can also expect some big Spanish mackerels on the flat, and also Spanish and bluefish if you're fishing the flats that are closer to the passes. So that bite's been doing very well. Also inshore, the redfish have been doing well. I spoke with Captain Brandon Wright at Destin. He reports a real steady bite on the docks, on the residential docks, both on the open bay and in the bayous. He's fishing live shrimp on a Carolina rig or using a jig head with a live shrimp. Working the pilings, he reports a lot of rat redfish in the bayous with a few slot fish. But on the docks that are just outside the mouth of the bayou, especially docks that are near a grass and a roll down, he's been catching some really good quality slot fish. And then as I reported last week over in Navarre, between Navarre and Pensacola Bay in the Sound on those residential docks, the fish are still schooled up and they're just getting a whole lot of really pretty redfish over that way as well.
All right, let's go offshore, Pat Tar.
Rick, the cobia season is starting to wind down, but there's still some good fish being caught. This last week, the Beauchamps tournament in Destin was won by an 84-pound fish caught on the quick time. And there's also quite a few 60 to 70-pound class being caught, 60 to 70-pound fish being caught. The Panama City had a nice 3 to 4 day run of them starting about Saturday, where the beaches off of Shell Island and Circuit Island They have a lot of wads of fish swimming around and hover around over the bottom range in 50 to 25 feet of water. And those fish aren't migrating. Once you find them, they're just milling around, so that's some pretty good action. And then Captain Kirk of the Enterprise in Destin, he's been fishing hard pretty much every day. I spoke with him yesterday. He was 3 for 4 for fish right outside of Destin Pass. As always, keep a variety of live baits in the well, keep a rod in your hand, and be ready to cast, because you never know how long your opportunity is going to last. But the season is still going on. The guys are still fishing for them, but it's winding down. The kings are starting to show up, and I believe the cogies are just about a wrap. There's a nice photo there with a 56, 57-pound fish, and that was caught on the Enterprise with Captain Kirk. And what's cool about that photo, it's a picture of Kirk, his father, his son, and his grandson. So that's a multi-generational day of linging aboard the Enterprise. So they had a really nice bonding day there.
Great picture, Pat. I appreciate you getting that kind of picture. It just shows the passing the tradition on of fishing. All right, what else you got? Hey, you haven't talked about tunas in a while. You got anything into that?
Not in a while, but I tell you, we'll be talking more about them because the offshore season's starting to kick in. And this past weekend, several boats that I know out of Destin, I know some boats out of Pensacola made the long run to the rigs and did some overnighters, and they were rewarded with some good boxes of tunas. I know Captain Ed Goebel on the Linda Lucille out of Destin, he had a box full of 50 to 60 pounders, and had Marlin came up and ate my yellowfin tuna story, which is always pretty cool. And Captain Mike Eller on the Lady M, he overnighted the rig, catching both yellowfins and blackfins, and did a little sword fishing with a 240-pounder to show for it. The water offshore is clean and blue and warming up, and the season is starting to kick in. If you're tuna fishing naked or naked or swimming ballyhoo, unskirted or very slight skirts, the way to go. At night, chunk for them, and hopefully this summer is going to kick in and be really as good like it was last summer.
All right, good job, Pat. We're going to go ahead and get to the blue water outriggers hotspots from the Panhandle region. Inshore, Captain Pat says Pompano on the Holiday Isle beaches using sand fleas and jigs, and then offshore, big mingo snappers on natural bottom in 120 to 190 feet of water. Use cut bait or some small live baits. Now, I guess you got that from Captain Pat, that you got to fish naked in order to catch a yellowfin tuna or something like that.
That's what. Well, Dave was just telling me the same thing before the show, so I don't know what's going on with these guys.
I don't know.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Captain Jeff Hagman, and Dave is going to show off all of his new toys from the workbench, hopefully with clothes on. Don't go away.
The Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report is brought to you by CCA, the voice of recreational anglers for over 25 years. The Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. Hookup Lures, premium lures for serious anglers. La Jolla Resort, a place for family and fishermen. And Maverick Boat Company, makers of premium brand boats. Maverick, Hughes, Pathfinder, and Cobia.
What do you ladies do when you need your vehicles repaired?
We used to call Harold, but now we have an even better way to find the best repairs in Florida. Visit BennettAuto.com and click on the Certified Service Centers link to find the one nearest to you.
It's hard to find a good mechanic that you can trust, but not anymore. Just go to BennettAuto.com, click on Certified Service Centers, and you can find the best mechanic with the best parts in Florida.
Everyone can get great parts and service from someone you can trust.
Now that's something to cheer about.
The Johnsons, right?
Yeah.
Which house is yours?
The one with the Silverado up front.
So, what do you do?
Well, nice.
And Bingo was his name.
The Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. For work, for life, Chevy Silverado.
what, Dave? I know this is the part where you specialize in talking about new products for mama.
It's ladies' night.
Exactly.
It's ladies' night.
You know, we got Mother's Day coming up, so what a great time to talk about some perfect gifts for Mother's Day. So what do you got?
Well, first off, we've got these nice new Costa Del Mars. These are the inlets. You know, the name of them alone of this color is pomegranate fade. And you know, I have to love that for some reason. That tickles me, the pomegranate fade. It's a really cool color. And you got these really nice little stylish stainless steel accents on the side. Really nice. You know, she's gonna look really nice wearing those.
But more importantly, Dave, you're missing it here, bub. We've got now a polarized lens.
They're 580 lenses.
580 lenses.
They're glass. You can either get them in glass or polycarbonate. They got the non-slip nose things. They got all the same stuff as regular Costas do. The spring-loaded hinges here that you can't break. They're made out of stuff that's, you know, indestructible nylon.
I just had to tweak
but
you
know,
little.
they're pretty too. And
They
the
are
pomegranate
pretty.
fade. They come in black as well, shiny black, and pink coral, and
all the ladies' colors.
All the ladies' colors.
All
but,
right.
You know, Costa Del Mars. You know, my wife likes a lot of things, shoes, but when the sunglasses come in, that's when she's really happy.
Right. So now, Reactor obviously is one of our sponsors, but they also make a full line of ladies' sports watches.
Right, and this is a solid stainless steel watch, and it's got, you know, a beautiful mother of pearl. This one's called the Quark Square. The Quark Square, and you know, you can see it's got that beautiful mother of pearl in there. They also make a black one, a black mother of pearl with the same kind of deal in two-tone gold. And they're like $350 to $400, you know.
Right.
A nice, beautiful gift for
water
Mother's Day.
resistant.
To 100 meters,
Waterproof,
you know.
yeah.
Stainless steel. You know, it's going to look like that forever.
She can dive in it.
She could dive in it, and it's pretty.
That's right.
It's also pretty. It's one of those. It's Japanese movement inside there. So
all right,
really
so
good stuff.
Certainly, Guy Harvey makes a lot of ladies' clothing.
Well, you know, he has before, but that's a brand new shirt. That dry shirt there. You know, it's called a ladies dry release, and that, you know, a lot of shirts they'll spray stuff on them to make them do different things. But this line of shirts, the actual microbial or whatever, man, I can't even say that word. But all the micro stuff and the wet, the stuff that keeps it from getting wet is inside the fabric itself. It's all the way into the fabric, so it won't go away. You know, you can wash it and wash it. And not only that, it feels like a cotton performance shirt. It dries 6.5 times faster than cotton. So if, you know, you go out on the boat and get in the water, you're going to be dry as a bone after a little while, which is always nice.
So now we got Olakai, certainly they've got ladies' shoes for us.
These are the Holumas, and then there's the Noahias. And, you know, there's two different ones. These have the nice ticking inside with the leather and the tie-ups, obviously. Hand-stitched moccasins, both. They have, you know, the awesome non-slip. These are two different styles, actually. This one has the print on the inside as well, plus the little leather deal inside there.
And then a different type of sole.
Exactly. It's still EVA foam inside. Also, again, hand-stitched all the way across. When you buy anything from this company, it's going to be top of the line.
You know, and go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, they got drop-in heels. You know, these things can come out and you can wash them.
And they also make some really cool sandals. Obviously, we've got a full rack of sandals where we have ladies' sandals there as well as men's sandals. But they also make wedges. They make some high heel shoes.
The leather ones, yes,
yeah,
correct.
So, I mean, Lauren's wearing them.
The Kalupa Kais.
Kalupa Kais.
Correct.
All right, now, I'm going to upstage you here, bub. These are all yours for that ultimate gift. Now, I'm going to tell you, in 2009, we bought Kathy a Chevy Traverse. And what that means to me is that we got Lauren over there, but more importantly, the LTZ package comes with a new audio system built in. It also, guys, has all of the DVD players for the kids in the back. It got Bluetooth. And I gotta tell you, Kathy's had hers now. It's got 82,000 miles, 2009 product. This is the brand new 2013, and I'm gonna tell you the new 14.
I'm sorry that you said that, because I'm trying to buy a truck now, and so I'm gonna get home and she's gonna say, well, you can't get a truck. You got to get the Traverse.
Well, you know what? More importantly, it can be used, guys, as a secondary tow vehicle for your, for your boat.
There you go.
You don't want to obviously be towing your
I'll buy her the
it.
Traverse, and she can buy me the boat.
That's right.
We'll get it.
That's right.
Father's Day is right around the corner.
So Lauren, we've covered all the ladies. Now, what are you getting your mom for Mother's Day?
Well, actually, I think I was going to send my mom to the Yeti Northwest region. I hear it's lovely there this time of year. Captain Jeff Hageman could probably fill us in on that a little bit. But first, you need to tell us about the Snook, Captain Jeff.
Bring her on over. I'll take her fishing.
She'd love it.
The snook fishing, that freeze, everybody asks me all the time about the freeze that happened and why aren't the snook open on our coast. And it's not quite ready yet. We need to keep it closed for a few more years, but we've got some good fish. A lot of the little fish passed away in that freeze a few years ago, but I'm seeing a lot of good numbers of bigger fish, which is our breeders, which is good. So we've got them. About the north end of our region is about Crystal River. We can actually go out and target those fish. But Crystal River down south to the other end of my region is where you're going to find most of our fish right now. There are a few fish scattered out in some springs and stuff in the northern part of the region. But like I said, that southern part of the region is where you're going to find most of them. You want to look for them around creek mouths, in the passes, on the beach in the summer months. You can find a lot of fish. They're getting out there to spawn. So a lot of those males will be looking for those females out there. And snook are a very ambush predator fish. So you want to get in an area where there's a lot of current flow, a lot of baits will work for them, pinfish, sardines. As far as artificials go, there's the first thing in the morning is hard to beat. Bomber lures, bomber jigs, all that stuff works really good.
All right.
Also inshore.
Go ahead.
Captain Mike Manning out of Action Fishing Adventures out of Port Richey reports a great trout bite. You want to look for them on the Passy Grass flats right now around the stilt houses off of Port Richey. You want to use a Mirrodine in a greenback or a quarter-ounce jig, and the DOA Cal and the Arkansas Glow is what he's catching most of his fish on right now. And a little more to the north, offshore, Captain Mario Costello out of Crystal River reports a great grouper bite right now. Now, they got an awesome grouper fishery up there that's really shallow water. So right now, he's catching fish on a DOA 5.5 jerkbait in the 308 and the 345 colors on a quarter-ounce jig head. And you want to look for rock piles right now for those fish in anywhere from 8 to 24 feet of water. That's where you're going to find most of those fish. And kingfish right now, throughout the whole region, they're everywhere. Just get out there, look for birds and bait, get on an artificial wreck, reef, hard bottom, anything like that. Thread fins, blue runners have been working really good. And as far as artificial goes, big lip plugs and spoons are working really good. And next week, my report will be all my northern region. I know you guys have been wanting to hear it, so all next week is my northern region report.
All right, good job, Jeff. I'm going to go ahead and get to the Drummond Community Bank hotspot from the Northwest region. Good report from the Yeti. Sounds like it's going off. Inshore trout, 2 to 5 feet of water over broken bottom throughout the region. Use a quarter-ounce jig head with a sardine imitation. And then offshore, kingfish and cobias on the near-shore rock piles and reefs in 20 to 40 feet of water. Use thread fins or pinfish for bait.
I'd say after that, Mom's definitely headed to the Yeti Northwest.
Yeah, that's where we're going to find her.
Beautiful. All right. Stay with us, guys. When we return, we're going to head to the southeast to visit Captain Jimbo. There's plenty more to come on the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report.